ocean, sea water, and fishes, we don't see a lot of trains and railways. And so when I came to India 5 years ago, I was amazed at your railway system, one of the biggest in the world. I've taken a few train trips here myself, and I've always marveled at the sight of multitudes of workers performing complementary activities to make the complex system run smoothly. Given that the railway system is a lifeblood of India, you can say that these workers are giving life to the country. Unfortunately and ironically, however, a big part of this workforce is being drained of life because of informality and the absence of decent work. Which is why, as an official of the International Labour Organization, the UN specialized agency focusing on the world of work, it gives me great joy to personally witness today the work being done by the BRM-GSU in organizing informal railway workers and also informal workers from other sectors to pursue decent work. India's growth story is often celebrated globally, yet beneath this progress lies the overwhelming prevalence of informality. Nearly 80 to 90% of India's workforce is employed in the informal sector, like you. These workers form the backbone of our economy, working in construction, agriculture, mining, domestic work, street vending, railways, and countless other sectors. However, despite their contribution, the majority of them remain outside the ambit of formal recognition and institutional protection. One of the most pressing challenges faced by informal workers is the lack of an effective voice and representation. This lack of representation and consequently the power for collective